Back on our live stage at the Crown Slumpbuster, it's the Council Bluffs Recreation Complex. Ball games going on. The throng of craziness from last night has subsided, and the players are back on ball fields now. So we're not having to be we're not fighting off children here with Domingo Ayala on the stage and kids clamoring all over. So luckily, Calin Thomas gets a little peace and quiet up here from Easton. Calin, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
You've got a vendor operation. You got your tent set up over here, and it's quieter today. But last night is it's kind of a zoo. What were your observations of last night's activities?
Honestly, I was overwhelmed. It came
Good.
in such a flash. It was, I guess, just like the thunderstorms that roll in around this part. It was a thunderstorm of kids. It was great. We got to interact with a lot of players, a lot of parents, a lot of coaches. It's a great opportunity for us to get in front of the people that we're really trying to help and support with our product. So we had a lot of kids swinging our bats and trying our gloves. So it was good. I don't know the exact numbers that we saw, but it was a lot.
Yeah, it was hard to walk in this area yesterday. So Easton is the operation, and I don't think anybody's not heard of Easton. But if you were to encounter a person who'd been stuck on an island somewhere for 100 years, and you had to tell them quickly what Easton is, especially in baseball, what's your high-level snapshot of Easton baseball?
Well, we're the number one non-wood bat manufacturer in the industry. You know, number one market share pretty much across the board when it comes to youth baseball up into high school and collegiate baseball. And, you know, we have a full line of baseball products. Actually, we're showing a new line of ball gloves at this event here, and it's done very well. But the bats, you know, are the key, and the bats are what the kids get excited about. And they have the chance to demo our 2018 models here, the earliest we've ever introduced them. Because of the size and scope of this event, we felt it was important to get them out here. So, yeah, the kids are over there swinging our new Ghost X and Beast X bats and you know, building the buzz for us, which is great.
You have some College World Series teams swinging you?
We do. This year we're represented by Texas A&M, Florida, and Cal State Fullerton, and you know, it's great to combine these two trips to be able to see, you know, the future College World Series players here, and then meet with our teams there. And yes, our teams will be swinging the BB Core versions of the bats that the players here in Council Bluffs are demoing and getting the opportunity to try.
So that's, if I round up, that's 38% of the College World Series field. 3 of the 8 teams are swinging Easton here. That's nice to have your bats in motion like that. So maybe I shouldn't ask you this, but do you have a favorite in this College World Series?
You know, I'm going to pull for all the Easton teams.
You got 3 chances to win.
Yeah, I'm close with all 3 coaching staffs. You know, I'd be happy to see any of them win. It'd be a great opportunity for any of them. They all are pretty storied programs and have a long history. But that's really Easton's relationship with the College World Series. You know, going back to the first aluminum bats, you know, Easton has had more College World Series champions than any other non-wood bat brand, including last year's champions, the Coastal Carolina Shants, who kind of surprised the world.
Yeah.
And
it was the bats.
Well, they had some pretty good players, and Gilly does a heck of a job. But, yeah, the bats play a part.
Well, you're a Pac-12 guy. You went to Cal. You live in the Bay Area. So Oregon State's out here, and they've got the target on their back with that ridiculous. So your bats, when you know the bats don't matter as much against Oregon State because it's hard to put anything on a ball against that team. But like you said with last year, Coastal Carolina. I mean, once you get here, Oregon State knows it as well as anybody. We're just 8 teams now. You know, just look at our numbers, our ERA, whatever we got, but that's all off the table.
You know, anything can happen here. Anybody can get hot. Oregon State has a great club. I've seen them several times in person. They can really pitch it. So we'll see. I mean, they're going up, you know, tomorrow against Cal State Fullerton, who, you know, they got their guy back, got Eastman back, so they can really pitch it with their 3 guys too. Those 2 clubs they're going to play West Coast baseball tomorrow. It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be, you take your opportunities when you can get them, and we'll see. But unlike last year with Coastal Carolina, you got a lot of blue bloods here. You've got some traditional powers in college baseball. They know how to play. They know how to win. So it's going to be fun.
You talk about the Easton presence in bats, and I'm trying to think of, it wasn't a year, but there was this. I remember this big sort of visible turn. The kids I was coaching just graduated high school, so this was probably from 2008 to 2014 or 15. A couple of years in there where your bat really became visible at the Little League World Series, and kind of a new paint job rolled out, which was really caught some attention. It was a fantastic, from an artistic perspective, it was really a nice evolution. Was there a moment where did you feel that wave? Because I think a lot of us who were coaching in that, all of a sudden, we knew Easton, but then Easton just almost exploded, twice as big as it was.
Well, we have a really great relationship with Little League as partners. We try to partner with all the youth associations in some way, make sure we're in front of all the players. And about the time you're mentioning was really, I think, where, the composite bats started to really take hold, and, the kind of the evolution of the non-wood bat from strictly aluminum and alloys into the composites. I mean, we still do them both. They're still, popular. It's actually getting to a point where it's kind of evening out again. But with that opportunity, yeah, we did some things graphically at the time. We did some things with colors, and we really pride ourselves on graphics throughout. So, it's best when we have an innovative design using the best materials, and then we have something that the kids want to swing because they just see it on the bat rack, or they see it in the store, they see it out on the field, and they know it's an Easton bat because of the time and effort we put into the graphics and the look.
Calin Thomas with Easton. Let me ask you, because this question gets asked all the time, and we all have a hard time answering it because it's a very individual decision, but sizing a bat, picking a bat that fits a kid, especially these kids as they change so much year to year. So parents, of course, are concerned about, do I really have to buy one of these every year? Yeah, I mean, with a growing kid, you kind of do. How do you direct people to select bat size, bat differential?
It's probably the toughest question we get. And it really comes down to personal preference. But you also have to keep things in perspective. As players grow and age, there's benchmarks out there you're going to have to hit. You're going to have to swing a -3 bat when you get to high school. You're going to have to swing a BB Corp bat. Also, you're going to want the right bat for the right kind of association and tournament you're playing in. We're in the bat business, so we like selling bats, but we also like to keep players happy, and we like to keep parents happy. So, if there's a player who wants to have a bat for several years, you have to kind of look at it a different way. But it comes down to comfort. One of the things that we're doing over at our booth today is, we're looking at swing speeds. We're measuring exit speeds for players. We want to maximize their potential, and the way you're going to do that is you're going to get a bat that, you don't have to compromise your swing with. The swing that you can make most naturally. A lot of times we try to, we have a lot of different bat models because we don't feel that there's one bat that is going to fit every kid. So that's why we make as many bats as we do. And that's why we really wanted a demo right now. So if parents have questions, let's decide between a -10 or a -8. Let's swing them both. Let's see what your metrics are telling you. Let's take a look at your schedule over the rest of the summer and into next year and what you're going to be playing, and let's kind of look at it from a holistic point of view. Because like I said, we want to sell bats, but we also want players to be comfortable.
Because you still get a lot of people who use the old test of hold it out with one arm and see how long you can hold it. One of the things people don't complain about, but I guess they're just confused by, is that unless you go to a demo day, a lot of people say, I need him to swing it. How do we get a swing one? Because I have to take the wrapper off and swing it to figure it out, and then by that time, it's too late. So trying to get reps, obviously, maybe finding a friend who's got, get some friends and try a few different bats. I think that you're talking about, swing velocity, swing speed, and exit speeds, and all those things. And those are the great measures to get. And even that for a parent who doesn't have technology to measure that, you can tell when a kid swings. You get them 10 or 15 swings, especially once they take that 12 to 20 swing where they might start breaking down on a bat that's too heavy.
Right.
So it's really about probably finding a way to get it in your hands, and that's something of what you're doing over here today.
Yeah, and what we are doing here, Easton created a grassroots experience a couple of years ago called the Easton Hit Lab, where we do have reps traveling around the country, our goal is to put as many bats in as many hands as possible. That's kind of the motto we try to drive our events by, because that is key to comfort and to potential. So events like these provide us a great opportunity to do that. We get to interact with the kids. We get a lot of insights when the kids swing it. We help them get comfortable and pick the right bat, but you also hear them a lot of times by accident give us really great insights. The bats, we'll take that back to our engineering team and say, hey, this is what we're hearing out in the field. This is what we're seeing on the field. What can we do to a bat design here or there? What's a subtle little change that we can make? And so it goes both ways here. We're taking a lot and learning a lot from the kids, and hopefully we're getting into the products they get excited about.
Some of the bleacher science you hear, how many hits with a bat does it take to break it in, and how many hits total does a bat have in its lifespan? Are there answers to those questions?
It's another question that's really hard to get the science behind. And it's really different for every player. How hard they're swinging the bat, what kind of velocity they're seeing, how much they're squaring a ball up. And again, they're questions we try to answer on an individual basis when we're talking to a player or talking to a parent. You got some differences. The composites do. You're going to want to hit with composite bats before you get them out in the field. You want to get comfortable with it. You want to get some hits on it to so-called break the bat in. Aluminum is a little different. You're ready to roll. And then it's up to the player. It's up to again, the competition they're seeing. We pride ourselves on the warranty on our bats. We pride ourselves on our durability throughout. So it's an inexact science. So I don't want to go on record of saying that's going to last so long. Or
right. And I think that's important. So I think a lot of, if the kid's not hitting well, it's, oh, wait, it's not broken in yet. Or, and of course, as hitters, we all wanted something to, when we were hitting well, we wanted some explanation for it.
Right.
But I think that's probably the best answer people can keep in mind is there is not a magic number of, at the 100th hit it's ready, or at the 500th hit it's done. It's dead. It's a dead bat.
Right.
That really does vary from bat to bat and player to player.
Yeah. But again, they're all built right to the performance standard that, the associations allow, and the best materials and the highest durability that our engineers can get to.
Anything else on Easton that we didn't touch on that you want to make sure we talk about?
No, I think that covers it.
You just captured it all. The last thing I want to comment on is the White Sox old graphic designer from back in the day. That logo has a lot of lifespan to it. Did you buy that shirt here?
I got this last year's College World Series.
The Omaha's so the old Chicago White Sox logo, they had that batter thing going, and now Omaha's got that.
Yeah, it'll date me, and you'll probably know this, but probably when I was 6 or 7, first starting collecting baseball cards, this was the logo Harold Baines had in my first sets of Tops and Fleer back in '85, '86. So
nice.
I love the logo and I saw it, but coming to Omaha, coming to this event, there's always great swag for everybody to pick up.
You have to bring a big T-shirt budget when you come to Omaha during the College World Series. The shirt selection's through the roof.
You do.
Calin Thomas is with Easton. Thanks for being here, for your information today, and for being here to interact with players of the Slumpbuster.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
All right.